Hauling cars, main problems? Are you hauling cars with a dually and still having trouble making money? This is Tuesday Nights Live on Auto Transport Intel. My name is Jay. I'm your host. Welcome back to the show. Hey, welcome back again, Auto Transport Intel. I'm Jay. I'm the car hauling dispatcher. I want to welcome you back to Auto Transport Intel on Tuesday Nights Live. Man, it's amazing what happens in a week. Week goes fast, doesn't it? But I'm here live every Tuesday night. You guys know that I'm talking about all things car hauling. Main thing I've been talking about lately is setting up a car hauling business. I mean, I get an email about it like every day. And I've been doing consultations. We talk about dispatching, load boards. If you need personal dispatching training, or maybe there's a dispatcher in your office, family member trying to do it. I've been talking to new car shipping customers and auto transport broker advice. I can give you a good referral if you need that. We talk trucks, trailers, transport equipment, insurance, CDL, ELD, DOT. This is Auto Transport Intel, and I want to welcome you back to Tuesday Nights Live. So if you're new here, here's the rundown. I welcome you back to the show every Tuesday night. It's 8 o'clock Central Time, and then I'm going to say hello to the live chat, so bear with me, or say hello. Make yourself known. It seems like we've had some new people each week saying hello, that's really cool. After that, we're going to do some industry news where we talk about memes and stuff I saw on Facebook and regulation stuff that I've seen lately. Man, it's crazy. So I got a couple surprises. Of course, California always has surprises. Great place to visit. I'm not sure if it's a great place to haul or not, but you guys can let me know. And then I'm going to talk about my consultations and merch again. Keep doing that so that if you catch different parts of the show, you have the information. I'm going to start talking about the discussion topic at a half hour into the show, which is hauling cars' main problems. There's a lot of problems with hauling cars, and we're going to talk about a lot of those tonight. And we have two types of problems, so that should be interesting. And then at 1 hour in, we're going to go into, I've got an interview with a driver that I lined up. We've been talking back and forth for a couple weeks, and Sandro is with us at the 9 o'clock p.m. Central Mark time. And then I've got at least one other driver we're going to talk to. He had some pretty intense repair problems that really affected his business, which fits right in with hauling cars' main problems. And then hopefully we can get a hold of, I talked to a Hotshot driver. I met him through Instagram. He went live on Instagram. I checked into his feed. And then I saw the company name, found him, called him, and talked to him, but I can't get a hold of him again. So we'll see if he has time to join us in the show. That'd be cool if he does. So let's say hello to the live chat. Let's check it out. Roxy Auto Transport is with us. Good evening, Roxy Auto Transport. Welcome back to the show, man. You are first like every time. You're punctual. It's awesome. I really appreciate that. So thanks again for saying hello. And Paul is with us from Max Premier Transport Service. Hi, Paul. How you doing? Saw a picture of you on Facebook, and it looked like you had a lot going on. So that's really cool, man. Success to Access, welcome back to the show. Seen you several weeks in a row. Thanks for coming back. I really do appreciate it. And hopefully, Success to Access, I don't know what kind of channel you have, but I know I get really inspired by, I watch other YouTubers pretty much every day. Sometimes pro YouTubers, sometimes niche car hauling content, or maybe something totally different. And I get a lot of ideas and inspiration from other YouTubers. So hopefully some of that happens on my show. Hey Mike, welcome to the show, man. All right, you're almost ready with Brett. Yeah, Brett Vitorini from Vitorini Primetime. Oh, cool. Stan mentioned me in a comment. You guys see that? Stan from Carshipio. Very cool, man. Brett Vitorini, he's actually, I see his name in here. Brett Vitorini from Primetime is, I talked with him today about some dispatch training. He's up in New Jersey, one of many car haulers that really is just trying to do a great job for customers, and Mike is helping him out, so that's awesome. If you have dispatch needs, you want to talk to a dispatch company, Mike has the biggest dispatch company I know of, so, and he really takes care of people. Valamir is here. Awesome, man. Cool. Welcome to the show, and I appreciate you tuning in, checking in. That's cool. Trucking Answers is back. That's right, Mark from Trucking Answers. By the way, Mark, so I made a deal with nobody, except for my, just in my mind. I was thinking if I saw you in here, then I'm going to run that promo that I ran a couple weeks ago. So we're going to check out a 39-second video from Mark at Trucking Answers here in a bit. So that's really cool. Thanks for checking in. I did miss, Mark goes live every Monday. I think it's at 1 o'clock. And he talks about the freight trucking world, dry vans, reefers, flatbeds. He has a company that he hauls for, he's very happy with, and so he's really happy to give advice. If you have any kind of freight questions and you're looking for trucking answers, check out Trucking Answers on YouTube, and Mark is really willing to help, and I look forward to a lot of successful cross-promotion between our channels. And actually, he's doing better than I am, so it's not cool, man. Congratulations, Mark. Really, he's doing a great job. Let's see here. We are ready with you. All right, cool. That is cool. Brett, hey Jay, Verderini Primetime in the house. Yeah, that's cool, man. That is way cool. So, congratulations, Brett, on getting set up with the right way in the first time. That's another thing we're talking about tonight, is how to avoid some of the major pitfalls. That's what I'm trying to throw down here. I just checked out. I didn't even have time to respond to it. Matt in Hotshot Trucking Life had a question about insurance. The DOT is telling him, this is what he said. The DOT is saying he needs general liability, and his insurance company is saying he needs automobile liability, and he didn't know which one is correct. And then he's got a question about the amount. He was quoted at $750,000. I'm thinking he's in Hotshot, because I know in car hauling most brokers are looking for $1 million automobile liability. If a DOT officer said general liability, I wouldn't go with that. We all know that depending on who you talk to at the DOT, you might get different variations of the same answer, or maybe not always the right answer. I don't know. Hey, I don't work with the DOT, and I'm not a lawyer, but I am saying that from what I've heard, the conjecture I'm picking up on the radio waves is that sometimes you got to double check that. Well, that's why Matt was checking it out. So listen to your insurance agent. And then some guy said, well, you're not fit for car hauling or hot shotting, or I don't know. Man, we're not like that. We're trying to give you good information, and we appreciate you tuning in. M. Fields is with us. Hey, what's up? Exclusive to luxury transport for Las Vegas. All right, saying hello. That's way cool. All right, cool. So, from Georgia, and hey, Brett, Valamir, yeah, Axels, Ryan, Ryan, what's up? Thinking about a dually and a wedge trailer. Okay, well then this is your show, man. I am gonna throw down some red flags to look out for, some stuff to really think about. Ernest Martin is in the house. What's up, Ernest? Always coming back. And whoop datus. You know what I'm saying. It's this YouTube. I don't want to get banned, man. All right, cool, man. Thanks for saying hello. I appreciate it. And who else? Oh, Mike is in the house. What's up, Mike? Thanks for coming back. And Keith Transport, hello from Orlando. What's up, Keith Transport? Let's see. KC, evening. Will all transporters have to have a CDL one day? Yeah, that's a good question. And you know what? I mean, from what I hear, all transporters should either, this is what I say in a consultation, you should either be getting your CDL or planning on getting your CDL. I know that not everybody needs to have one. I get that. But there's too many ways to end up with a violation to where you could be sitting there looking at a large fine thinking, man, I wish I had a CDL. I don't know. That's what I hear. That I put, you know what I try to do? You got the rails on the railroad. Well, I'll tell you what, this dispatcher, I try to put my head right on the rail. I listen to the rails, and that's what I'm hearing. Okay? That's what I'm hearing on the railroad, and I'm sticking to it. James, nice looking cougar on that trailer. I know. I can't stop looking at it. That's why I picked this picture. Yeah, I got this picture. So Gary of Auto Shipping Digs shared this. And I pulled it off of Facebook. It's beautiful. And here, let me get my stinking face out of the way here. Let's do this. So yeah, Gary shared this photo on Auto Shipping Digs. I know. You know, not many cars really get me that excited, but that car, I think that car is getting me excited. So it's pretty cool. It's a nice one. Good group of trucking answers, lots of useful info, no doubt. Mark is full of great info. He really is. And he's still with us. All right. Giving a thumbs up. Yeah, and he's a real nice guy, too, which is to boot. That's really cool. You were quoted 300,000 DOT web is wrong. 1 million is minimum. Yeah, my understanding is $1 million automobile liability. That's what you want. It seems like in their past there were different numbers. You know, numbers change over time. But I wouldn't go less than $1 million. In fact, but I don't think that's your problem. I think your real problem is the cargo insurance. That seems to be the part that gets more expensive. So, yeah, we're keeping the brotherhood alive. That's right. Thank you, Mike. I couldn't agree with you more. And you see a lot of negativity on Facebook. But you know what I think? Because I try to see it from the other guy's side. It's just hard out there. It's really hard. It's not easy being a driver, and people throwing around easy pizza and hot pizza in the driver's seat, and they're going to be there at 2 o'clock hair appointment and all this crap. Well, shoot, man. Yeah, I'd probably tell everyone to go take a flying hike, right? DOT is wishy-washy. So many things depend. Yeah, you know what? And they're not trying to be wishy-washy. Can you imagine trying to understand 200 plus ELD solutions? Forget about it. Sheesh. Thanks a lot, FMCSA. You can call me Whoop. Yeah, dude, I should call you Whoop. I know. I see a word, I try to read it. I don't know, I'm programmed that way. So, Whoop, what it is. All right, cool, man. Hey, Trucking Answers, let's catch up one day. I hear more and more. Yeah, you guys should connect. Absolutely. Mike is east-west express hauling. And, yeah, man, you guys should hook up. That's a great idea. In fact, really, you know, if you're a broker or a dispatch company and you're watching this show and you haven't said hello because you're thinking like maybe we can't be friends or whatever, say hello. This is an open forum, all right? And I talk to people all the time, and new people come in here. This is like a safe place, all right? This is a safe haven. You're not going to find a bunch of haters here, I hope. I hope it stays that way. Hey, I have a one-car enclosed trailer trying to get in the business. All right. Well, I don't know. If you're not in the business yet, it sounds like you could use a consultation. That's one of the things I've been doing. What is this consultation thing I've been talking about? All right. Well, so here's the deal. I give you 1 hour in exchange. It's $50, and we just talk one-on-one. We'll talk about whatever you want to talk about. And I don't like to use the word guarantee, so I'm not going to use it. But I am quite positive that you will appreciate that 1 hour of one-on-one conversation. I'm going to continue to send you emails of stuff and point you in directions to help your business. We're going to talk strategy of your business, cost of setting up. Overall, we're going to actually look at an annual cost per mile breakdown of what to expect against the profitability, so you understand what you're looking for, and talk a regional specific niche. It's pretty awesome information. And so, and yeah, we might even talk about the mix. So, dude, what, I'm getting ahead of myself, aren't I? I said that, and I'll tell you what, am I at the 10-minute? Oh, dude, I'm 5 minutes late. Let's get into industry news. All right, got to do a call now. You be back? I'll probably still be here. This is one heck of a long show. All right, let's see what we got here. We are the unlucky, led by the unqualified, to do the necessary for the ungrateful. We are truck drivers, right? I mean, right? Yeah, there you go. That's what you get for being so good at your job. You need to pull over and pull around back, driver. Seriously, right? You guys sacrifice. If somebody bought it, it came on a truck. It did. It's not on the drone yet. It's on a truck. So you work along... Oh, here, I got to get my face out of the way again. You work along an 8-hour day? That's cute. They call that break time, right? In fact, yeah. After 8 hours is actually just your first break. I like these memes. I finally passed him. I can slow down now. Doesn't it feel that way? I'm in a car and I feel that way. I don't understand it. I don't not get it, man. When you pull up next to 2500 at a stoplight and it's a gasser, you know, I gotta tell you, man, that's what I love about these memes. That is, what's his face from Goodfellas? I can't remember his name half the time, but I love that scene. Oh my god, that is a crazy scene when Nicky's going nuts. Check it out. Goodfellas. The evolution of a CDL driver. That's pretty funny, as a matter of fact. So, I'm trying to stay to the left. I'm trying to keep to the left. I'm working on it. Farts are like children. I'm proud of mine and disgusted by yours. I don't even know what that has to do with trucking. Bill Murray. How'd they get in here? I think because, I don't know. I think I was thinking truck stops. I don't know what I was thinking. I think it was late. Customers be like, sure, you can get in here, no problem. Trucks come in here all the time. Dude, for real. For real. Like, I don't know how many, as a dispatcher, I talk to customers and, you know, POV, residents. I call them residents. It's kind of like Resident Evil. All right, that's a joke. But in my mind, I call them residents. And I want it to the drivers, I say that too. And I'd be like, okay, so, all right, I'm looking at the map. You know, it looks like you live a little, how do I say this? It looks like you live a bit remotely. So, do you have a lot of trees there? And they're like, oh, no, there's nothing. The driver gets there. And it's like, yeah, it is like scrub tree city, you know? Like, come on. Really? Oh, yeah, no. Yeah, there you go. No, there's no trees. Nah. No, we have like a couple short bushes. Yeah, trees. There you go. That's how it is. That's how it really is. That's how we really roll. And then then they come outside. Say, you know, I don't think the door looked like that before. Did you mark that on your BOL? Because, by the way, isn't that truck also, you know, like, is that right? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Send it. Okay, and here's your I talk about, this is another thing I talk about in the consultations. Hey, we talked about this today, Brett. You got your over the wheel straps? Yes, you do, because you know what? Now, that's not even a lasso strap. That is I wish I had a lasso strap, which is like a lot of brokers don't even like that. So, you know, come on, man, don't do that. I mean, you know, if you got to do that, do that. And then who took the picture anyways? What's up with that? And then you show it on your show, man. So just because it's 16 foot long and 20,000 pounds, these brokers want to pay 85 cents a mile. What a joke. All right, so this is a freight. You know, this is like a freight joke, right? But it's not a joke. I mean, but we know the same thing. This would be like a car, you know, easy peasy, sweet old lady, 25 cents a mile. Like, all right, so she's, you know, that's great and all, but, you know, it's a boat, right? It's a boat. It's not even a Honda Civic. It's a boat sitting on the freeway. That's just great. And that, man, that's crazy. I don't even know. I don't know. I don't even know what it is. I guess it's Well, but the truck is... I don't know. I don't know what I'm looking at. Does anybody know what that is? Ray Liotta. Yeah, man. Thanks, dude. No ELD for me. Yeah, I hear you. Well, I'll tell you what. I think the ELD exemptions actually have an expiration date too, but we'll see. We'll see. Let's see here. What else we got here? Oh yeah, the mix. Yeah, I'll say the mix. Transgistics. Hey Marlo. What's up, Marlo? First time. Long time listener. Nate at Fast Track Car Shippers. What's up, Nate? All right. I'm telling you, it's great to hear you guys. No air horns? De Niro. Yeah, that is a crazy scene. Love that. They should make a car hauling movie with that level of intensity, right? Oh, Dispatch Monkey's with us. Cool. And Irvine Transport. What up? Yeah, it is a bad day, isn't it? That's a crappy day. All right, let's see what else we got here. Let's keep moving. All right, so this was shared by Hotshot Dave. Now, I mean, it says, found this during my pre-trip. Load's going 125 miles, 6,000 on the axles. Should I roll the dice and fix after the drop? Load will pay for a brand new. All right, well, here's the thing, man. But if you get caught with that, I mean, right? That is, man, that is bad. I don't know. I wouldn't roll the dice. I wouldn't roll the dice in this bit. Hey, what auto repair tips? What's up, auto repair tips? Welcome to the show. That's what I'm talking about. I don't know. Do you roll the dice on that tire? No, dude. But I mean, hey, I'm not there. I'm sitting in a comfy chair, you know, at easy peasy dispatch. Okay, so that's the yeah. I thought it was a pretty cool shot. Oh, I liked it. Yeah, Paul shared that. Look at that reflection on the dash or on the hood. It's pretty sweet. It's art, man. Okay, this is not good. So that's a 20,000. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, that's a $20,000 bill. Really? And really, anyway, surcharge $5,500. Man, the government does take a bite. Look at all those numbers. The fine was 14 grand. Okay. Then they got the clerk, court, document, more court, surcharge, ISP, other, you know, the kids need some gum, and, you know, jeez, man. So don't roll the dice. Don't do it, man. The Laredo Sector Texas Hold'em Initiative. Who's seen this sign? Smuggle aliens, smuggle drugs, lose your CDL for life. Don't become a number. 652 CDLs revoked? Dang, dude. That's gnarly. That is crazy. You know you're in Texas when you see that sign. Hey, are you sure 2-hour sleeper berth minimum occurs in 18 minutes? Wouldn't it be weird if... This is why I don't like the ELD in general. Wouldn't it be weird if we all got these kinds of messages throughout the day, like, you know, are you sure you want to hit the grocery store before Home Depot? Are you sure that your kids shouldn't go to bed a little bit earlier? Are you sure you want to have beef jerky this close to your dentist appointment? I mean, come on, really? That's coming, man. I'm telling you. All right, here, I saw this on Facebook today. All right. Just a guy on a laptop, right? No big deal. Okay. Heads up, drivers. This just happened a little bit ago with one of our drivers. Yeah, this is today. All drivers, please look at the attached picture. This is the DOT and EPA in California working together. Look at that. He's plugged into the truck. They started a new program about a week ago. They will now plug into the system and look at your run time, speeds, unsafe braking, curve action. They can tell your average speed, and the cutoff is 57.1 in California, so better be watching speeds. Oh my gosh. Like, dude, oh yeah, no, that's not intrusive. No, that's fine. Yeah, no big deal. Yeah, just plug into my truck, find out how much beef jerky I ate. I ate too many beans. Yeah, let's take we're going to take some emissions in the cab. You eat too much meat, too many potatoes, you don't do enough jogging. Yeah, that'll be $35,000. Thanks for playing. Okay, right? Am I right? Yeah, I know. I'm alone on this. Yep, I'm just going to drink my ELD Kool-Aid and shut up. can't be true. It's just a figment of Jay's imagination. That crazy fool. Hey, recently received a violation for not having the ELD mounted. Oh my god, an ELD violation for not having it mounted? Really? Okay, no problem. We purchased Samsung tablets, had to buy protective cases for them. We're having a hard time finding mounts for the truck that fit with the cases on. Do you have any recommendations on mounts or where to purchase? I bought 2 from Amazon that still don't fit. See, and that's what I was going to say. I've looked at mounts on Amazon because there are so many mobile devices now, tablets, etc., and yet they're getting violations for not having their tablet mounted. That has nothing to do with trucking, does it? Oh my gosh. Really? So, in comparison to trucking industry regulations, this would be the finished product if the government mandated swing sets. That's totally true. You know that's true. That's the future of swing sets. And then you sue for ramming your head into the brick wall. Oh, well. Looks like he hit a light pole or something. That makes sense. Yeah, ram mounts. Actually, that's what I was thinking, Mike. Ram mounts. I totally agree. Yeah, Google it. Let's go ahead and do a Google search. And then we'll come right back. Let's go to Amazon. By the way, I do have an Amazon link. I'll put that in the descriptions. Or what you can do, if you shop on Amazon, please do this. Go to autotransportintel.com, and it's my blog post. And if you go anywhere within a blog post, and I've got these Amazon links, if you click on an Amazon link and then buy whatever you want, I still get an affiliate credit. It's really small, but everything I make goes back into this show, so please do that. But let's go ahead and do Amazon, and I'll show you, just click on the link. But anyways, Amazon RAM mounts. Let's do that. RAM mounts. Okay, RAM mounts. There it is. Yeah. Yeah, these things look pretty awesome. They look really adjustable. Oh, my thing's in the way there. Let's get, we know what this is. This is Auto Transport Intel Industry News. Yeah, there's a RAM mount. Looks, that's intense, dude. And they got all kinds of crazy configurations. So give that a shot. So it should say RAM mounts. Don't get a violation. Or, something much more catchy than that. It was totally not catchy. Alright, so there's your swing set. Oh, by the way, you know that you can watch the show in your truck. This is, actually, I think that's the 405. That looks like the 405 to me. Wow. I used to drive the 405. So anyways, that's me on the mount. Let's see here. Get your RAM mount and get the show. That is awesome. So this is why trucking is the American dream. Watch whatever you want. Hey, what's up, Patrick? Welcome to the show, man. I appreciate you joining me again today. You tell all your drivers to get them. That makes sense. No wonder so many people are running outlaw. Oh, dude, it's taking too... it's crazy, man. It's just crazy. I don't know. And I talked... I'm not going to name names, but I know somebody that's like, oh, yeah, I love ELD. Really? Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, that's great. Hey, it's time for channel support packages. We're at 28 minutes into the show. So, listen, man. I have two types of consultations. I'll tell you what, I think I need to update this. The Greenhorn and the Gate Pass. I think we're just going to go with the Gate Pass. I'm doing 1-hour consultations for $50, and that's your Gate Pass. So I'll tell you what, we'll just go ahead and there you go. And let's just update this. Let's change this to, there we go, 1 hour one-on-one phone consultation. Oh, dude, I got an E at the end of it, like it's a French deal. No, it does not come with a croissant. All right, I'm just kidding. Get the Gate Pass, $50, 1 hour one-on-one phone consultation. And then if you want to get a support package and you want to get some merch, we got the Mix. That's $150. You get your Auto Transport Intel t-shirt. Here's a t-shirt. Yeah, right? Auto Transport Intel. And this is a Road Worker bright yellow. And this is the back. Alert today, alive tomorrow. So this is pretty cool. This is your t-shirt. and real nice fabric. It costs way too much to make these, so I got to figure out what to do. But in the meantime, get a great shirt, and also send you a stack of business cards. We'll do a phone consultation. Sure, why not? And then if you really want to help me out, you get do the VIP. Comes with all that, and here's your coffee mug. So you'll see this coffee mug featured in my car hauling dispatcher live that I do on Facebook. So that's pretty cool. Put that right there. Oh, and here's the business cards up here. So yeah, so if you want to help me spread the message, this is the Auto Transport Intel business card. Real happy with it. It's like this metallic, glossy, I don't know, it's pretty crazy. So anyways, I got those too. So, and if you do the VIP, you show up on a future show. All right, dudes, it is 8:30. So before we get to the featured topic, we have the question of the day. All right, what's the question of the day? The show is hauling cars' main problems. So the question of the day is it better to start your own car hauling business? And, you know, I mean, you're responsible for everything, but it's your business, your authority, and you will get 100% of the revenue. Oh, cool. This is, Mike shared a link to the RAM mounts. All right, so you can check that out. And we'll show that here shortly. But is it better to start your own car hauling business, MC authority, you're responsible, you get 100% of the revenue, or should you try to lease on to someone else's authority, and that way during your learning curve, you don't have to start up your own authority, you're not seen as a brand new company, you can work with established brokers, but you only get a fraction of the gross revenue. So I want you to put in the comments below, or if you're watching the show live, put it in the live chat. What do you think? Start your own business, or join onto a current MC authority lease on situation? You know, it seems to me, and I'm gonna delay what my answer here for a second and read some of these answers. Oh, and Mike put in a product code for the RAM mounts. Yeah, it's required to be mounted. There's your trucking answers. It's required to be. Well, of course it's required to be mounted. It'd also be required that, oh, I don't know. I was gonna make up some stupid stuff, but listen, man, the DOT is just trying to do their job. Although, when handed a litany of, I mean, expectations and regulations, I mean, what do they have to, you know, they have to enforce this stuff. Do they believe in all of it, though? I'd love to get the answer to that question. Oh, you just smashed the like button. By the way, while we're waiting on, start your own, interesting. While we're waiting on the answers to the question of the day, please do hit the like button. I appreciate that. You know, I like likes, subscriptions, comments, and shares. But since you're here with me, the like button is the best way to show your appreciation. And I will show the link. So we got start your own. We got, start your own, get a dispatcher trust, run with it. Ooh, start your own authority. I'm in Georgia, currently don't have a CDL, running a dually and a 3-car wedge. I flip whips. Man, this show's for you, man. That's awesome. By the way, it's funny how the website I send you already marks it as an ELD mount. Well, marketing is rampant, right? I think it depends on your equipment. 9 cars start with a lease. 3 to 4 cars start your own. Man, that is so interesting. Well, I must say that, I mean, the overwhelming majority of responses in this short random sampling are to start your own business. And what's interesting is when I've talked with many that have just started or, you know, are recently started, they look back and think, well, you know, I feel like maybe I wish I'd leased on. But I think that explains why so many people do start their own, because, you know, you want to get the gross revenue. But, man, you're at such a disadvantage in the beginning. And then, of course, Paul brings up there's possibly a legal problem or a legal redefinition of what it is to lease on as a independent contractor. So I'll tell you, the jury's out on this answer. That's why in a consultation I try to say, you know, figure out what's going to work best for you, and hopefully you know people. I think one of the really big factors of success in the early days is if you start your own business and you don't have someone to lease on with, find a mentor. Everybody needs a good mentor. even when I was building this channel, I was looking for mentors or at least expert advice. And so I'm a big believer in having a good mentor or advice you can look forward to. So if I'm not that person for you, because I'm not the end all be all, maybe you can find a mentor through this channel. So that's something I hope happens for you. Owned a car lot for 10 years. I guess I ship whips now. Cool. Hey, that's pretty cool. So that was interesting. That was really interesting. So let's get to the meat of the show. So, hauling cars' main problems. All right. So, and by the way, I got my infographic here. Let's look at that. This is now what I did something new tonight. I ran an experiment. I didn't do any Facebook marketing of the show. Of course, I make the thumbnail every time, and here's this show's thumbnail. But I didn't run the show promo. I didn't do any Facebook marketing at the 6 o'clock, 2 hours prior to the show like I normally do. And I didn't know if it would have an effect. And you know what? Doesn't look like it had an effect. Plus, it got me booted out of... I got booted out of a couple Facebook groups for doing the marketing. Not to mention, I've already got booted out of... I can't remember. I can't remember where that was. But anyways, when you do marketing of your thing, there's this big thing about Facebook jail and no marketing and all this stuff. So I don't know. I'm gonna cut down on the Facebook marketing, and I don't even know what effect it has anyway. So there's just about a million ways to get distracted and do something else on a Tuesday night. So who knows? But anyways, that's my infographic tonight. So we're gonna talk about hauling cars' main problems. Now, I'm interested in solutions, but to get to the solutions, we're going to have to talk about the problems. Oh, and even Go For It says start your own authority, it'll pay off, it'll be fun, and you'll have a lot of satisfaction. It'll be fun. Okay, yeah, no, I mean, it can be fun. But here's what's not fun. All right, we're going to talk about two types of problems. We got your really, really bad out-of-business problems, and then you've got your daily struggle problems. And now, as a dispatcher, this is what's interesting is, when I started working in auto transport, it was over 6 years ago, all right? I know that's not a long time in the grand scheme of things, but I'll tell you what, in the dispatch trenches, it's a lifetime. It's 2 lifetimes without any sleep. And, I learned quickly, talking to drivers, that it is just full of problems. This business is full of problems. It's constant problems, which is why if you can make it, if you can find your way, if you can cut through these problems, solve the problems, live through the challenges, and we know that moving cars, I mean, you can see, if there's a new car hauler every day, there must be a poster somewhere talking about how much money you can make. Because you can, and the gross revenue that you can pull in hauling cars, it's the gross revenue that really attracts people. But if you got to spend $900,000 to get $900,001, clearly the profit isn't $900,000. The profit is $1,000. So, and you have all these problems. All right, so that's what this show is. The show is pointing out problems. Jay, talk about getting booted from Metrogistics. I don't think I've been, well, I've had drivers. How about this? Because I don't have my own accounts. But I've had drivers get, what do they say? What do they call it? What do they call it at Metrogistics when what do you get? Discontinued, or you get thrown into you get thrown into timeout. They will say, like, if you go to try and book a load, oh, you can't book a load. We got to send you back to carrier compliance, and they got to whack you on that. By the way, shoot, it's over somewhere else. I do have the Auto Transport Intel repo hammer that Don was talking about. So I got a hammer that you can hit on your knuckles every time you think about booking a repo load. And that's what you mean. I think we should have a Metrogistics hammer. Okay, that's not fair. Besides, they're not called Metrogistics anymore, so now it's totally fair. All right, let's get into this list. Who wants to get? Okay, let's start with this. Oh man, we're going way down to the bottom. You can tell it's going to be a long. This is going to be a long list. Oh, your account gets frozen. Yeah. Oh, I love that movie. Account frozen. Okay. They'll send you to carrier compliance. Totally. Hey, what's up, Chattis069? Yeah, they do. They send you to. Isn't that a fun conversation? Oh yeah, I gotta send you. Okay, I gotta send you back to carrier compliance. Hello. Yeah. Uh huh. Yeah, I've been real bad. Hmm. Yep. Oh no, and I didn't bring the milk and cookies to the dealership. No, no, I didn't do that either. Yeah. Oh, I used a lasso around the car. Yeah. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. No, and I didn't say pretty please to the security guard shack. Yep. Uh-huh. And oh, okay. Yeah. No, I have. Like I said earlier, I've been real bad, and I'm real sorry. Okay. I can book a car. Okay, great. Can I? Yeah. Dispatch. Great. Yeah, I'll talk to dispatch. All right. Thanks. Okay. Bye. All right. So that's pretty much. I mean, I know it's more serious than that, but that's how it feels. That's what it feels like. It's hilarious. Okay. All right. Everybody reaching into your wallet, right? Everybody's reaching into your wallet, man. You got fines, violations. You got to pay for this, pay for that, and then you got to give your dispatcher money, and then you got your broker fees, and then you got to give $1 million. Hey, what's up, Ernest? Thank you, man. Yeah, thank you so much, Ernest. I appreciate that. And I'm on a roll too. And you got to what? You got tire blew out, and then you got more taxes. Oh yeah, no, if the taxes, easy peasy. And then you've got, oh yeah, I got to drive around for an extra hour because they got their 2 o'clock hair appointment, not ready to give up the car. Oh, and I got to shell out money for storage. Great. Oh, parking spots cost more money. Great. Oh yeah, you got these fees, that fees. I mean, it's crazy. Everybody's reaching into your wallet. What's up with that, right? I mean, that's how it is. Can you please give me your $100 unit? Oh, wait, LOL. Oh, you want the 100? Okay, come on, man. Stop teasing me. All right, see, everybody's reaching into your wallet. I mean, you guys know this, and it sucks, right? It's constant, and that's why the next time that somebody wants me to tell you about another broker fee or we can't get another $25, man, it's painful. I know, it's painful. So thank you, Ernest. I really appreciate that. Now, number 15, I threw it up there early, but let's act like I didn't. No, I didn't see that. No. Number 15, there's too many mobile apps. I hear this all the time. All right, now, I mean, I don't know if you feel this way or not, but, I mean, I know Central Dispatch doesn't have a mobile app, and when they do, that'll be interesting. I don't know why they don't, but whatever. All right, so you got the Ready Logistics mobile app that you have to use on every Ready Auto load, but you can't use it on anything else. Then you got the Cars Arrive app, and you got to use that on certain loads, and they kind of tell you, and they try to be specific. And then you've got the United Road app, and you got to use that on certain loads, and you got to use that on your CarMax loads, and I think maybe that's the Cars Arrive app on the Toyota loads. I can't remember. Now I think Metrogistics has an app, but you don't seem to hear much about it, but I think they have one. And then we're gonna have to throw you back to carrier compliance because you didn't use the app, right? Oh, you didn't use that app, and you didn't use this app, and I think Supreme Auto has an app, and I've heard that there's other people with the apps. And it's just like it's too many apps, right? I have drivers saying to me, man, there's too many apps. I mean, come on, can't there just be one app? Which is why, again, if you're Central Dispatch, I don't know why you don't just have an app. I mean, if you're Central Dispatch, well, it's the Ready. Maybe you just use the Ready app. So you got the Central Ready app, all right? Central Ready app, and then pick up the phone, have a conversation with United Road. Listen, man. Listen, United Road, we got the Central Ready app. Let's use the same app. Let's go get some barbecue and let's party, all right? And then let's call Assertus, right? Hey, listen, Assertus, what's up? We got the Central Ready United app. Let's just use the app, all right? So we call it the Central Ready United Metro Super app, we only got the same app. Let's just use one app. And I know, I hear this. This is a problem. It's not as big of a problem, which is why it's number 15. Interest date. Do I need ELD and IFTA? I flip wheels, depends. Distance, registered weight. Yeah. Oh, man, you can talk all day long about weight. But 26K seems to be the number. Just remember 26K. right? One of my drivers gave my phone number to a rep. He calls me every day after I told him I wasn't interested. Yeah, yeah. So if you have 2 drivers, okay, I don't want to even get into it. Don't get me started. All right, let's move on to the next problem. But thank you, Chattis. I appreciate that. I really do. You know, I mean, thank you. Hats off to you, man. Yeah, that's for you, Chattis. All right. Let's move on. Okay, we don't want to get stuck in the mud. I got another 6 months on this thing. Okay, easy to run. It's too easy to run. It's too. Oh, come on, man. Oh, that's terrible grammar. I gotta fix that. Easy. Oh, easy to. Oh no, that's not easy to. Oh, brother, easy to run out of hours. It's too easy. That'd be too. See, this is what I was thinking. This is what I saw. I don't even know my own. You know, too easy to run out of hours. I think it is too easy. To me, it's too easy, and I'm sitting at a desk. I don't even have an ELD. Of course, you know, I did try to put one in my car, like a nut. But anyways, so it is too easy to run out of hours. Hey, I tell people, listen, driving's the easy part, right? Driving's the easy part. The hard part, getting a dispatch with accurate information, talking to people that tell you the truth, picking up the car that, you know, has more than, you know, have four wheels and runs and drives. It's too easy to run out of hours because of all the other crap that gets in your way. So that's, to me, that's a huge problem. This is daily stuff. This is first world problems. Let's keep moving. Traffic jams, road rage, distracted drivers. Seriously? I don't know how y'all do it. I couldn't drive. I couldn't be on the road. Not with all the people that drive like crud. You know, all the traffic jams, the useless traffic jams. I understand rush hour, but I don't understand a 4-hour rush hour. Or why do people have to flip their cars at 6:30 a.m.? Really? Can't you just drive to work? Does this have to be another Speed Racer episode? I'm just trying to get somewhere. I really don't, you know, I don't need your flipping off bird and your nonsense of pulling in and out of lanes and slamming on the brakes. I don't get it, man. I really don't get it. There's no need for all that road rage. It's just a road, dude. And yeah, you know what? I mean, I realize that, you know, everybody on the mobile app, you're checking your loads on your app. You're not supposed to be texting, and yet you're on your app. So now I'm going to crash into you, and we're all going to explode. I get it. But why do you have to be on your phone if you just, you know, if you can just make a phone call, do a speakerphone call. That's why Georgia has the new law. Anyways, this is daily struggle stuff. This probably shouldn't impact your profitability, but what it does is it causes you, number 13 causes you number 14. It's too easy to run out of hours. All right, let's go into another daily struggle. Now this, we're moving up the chain. As we move up, these problems get bigger. All right? Now loading and unloading becomes a much bigger hassle when that car was not what you thought it was. And don't you hate it? I mean, how often does what should be a 15-minute load turn into a 1-hour process? And sometimes the customer does not help. Maybe, I'm sorry, I forgot you were coming to pick up my car. My whole life is based around my transport, and yet I'm stupid. I'm just down at the Hobby Lobby picking up frames. Come on, man. Why does it need to become a much bigger hassle? Or really, shouldn't this be a run and drive? We didn't know it was an in-op. What do you mean you didn't know it was an in-op? Everybody knows it's an in-op. All my friends know it's an in-op. Oh, but yeah, you're not in my Facebook group. And then, you know, loading and unloading becomes a much bigger hassle than it should be. So that starts to cost you to run out of hours, which becomes a bigger problem. And why does loading and unloading become such a big problem? Because the dispatch sheet is full of garbage. I don't know why. I don't even know why members of the top 5 car hauling load boards give garbage dispatch sheets. What does your sales team do, dude? I mean, how did you get this? How did you get these dispatches? I mean, they just send them over on automatic send or something. You guys, everybody's at lunch, dude. Nobody checks the dispatch sheet. the address is wrong, the car is wrong, there's no wheels, it's sitting in a field. Really? All right, that's just great. Well, that's going to cost me extra time, which is going to cause me to run out of hours, which is going to cost me an extra day. Thanks a lot. Not to mention unrealistic customer and shipper expectations. I mean, on the one hand, the repo lot needs a 24-hour advance notice and a 1-hour out and a, pretty please sugar on top. And then the other guy wants me driving around empty, and the minute I book it, he thinks I'm going to start just making arrangements to pick up the car. I can't do it all, man. I cannot do it all. This is daily struggle stuff. This is real stuff. Is this real? Hey, what's up? Stan from Car Shipio? Welcome to the show, man. Jay, you're number 12. How about shifting a load? Or yeah, well, no, that's right. You got to shuffle, right? Yeah, you don't just drive the car on, drive the car off. You got to move cars around, and now there's a tree, and there's kids running around. Where are the parents? And what's going on here? And now the Kool-Aid guy shows up, and the ice cream man, and everything's going crazy. Yeah, dude, that's what it's really like. Look at that. On demand. So, I mean, and not to mention, so the dispatch sheets are full of wrong information, and the customer thinks he can make his hair appointment at 2 o'clock. He's got a mustache appointment. He's got to go get mustache appointment. It's ridiculous. Again, this is the easy stuff. This is the daily struggle stuff. Okay. Doesn't it seem like brokers control the rates? And you know it feels that way because when you're negotiating and they're like, well, the best I can do is another $5. Really? Another $5? That's the best you can do? Now, seriously, I've actually had a broker like, okay, well, the best I can do is I can give you 15, I can give you $5. I need $15, and they gave me another $7.50. Like, dude, it's a car, man. That's egregious. If we're negotiating $5 at a time, like, yeah, you do have the power. What is going on here? And the brokers will say, well, you're just stupid for taking that. And listen, okay, I've read this. I have read brokers talk like this. This isn't all brokers. This isn't all drivers. This isn't all dispatchers. This isn't all ice cream men or waitresses or stewardesses or whatever. I realize there's exceptions to every rule. But you will find brokers saying to drivers, well, it's your fault for accepting that rate. Well, I understand what you're saying. And I tried to negotiate, and I got an extra chicken nuggets and half an apple. So, I mean, clearly there's something going on. Why does it seem like brokers control the rates? Do they? Well, brokers also have most of the customers. Because here's the way this works, right? A customer, a shipper, let's say you're new, and this would actually be a good statistic if anybody knows this. You have $5, you have to be kidding me. I wish I was, Andy. I wish I was. I start with 100, and I'll do it. If I can't get an extra $100, all right, how about an extra $50? And I get up my violin and start talking about the family, and little Susie, needs, surgery, dental appointments, whatever, because there's a list of problems. I got a list of problems, and I end up having to settle for $7.50. No kidding. Yeah, I've actually had to settle for $7.50. And you know what? Yeah, that'd be great. I'll take it. I'm going to shame you into, yeah. Oh, and the broker fee's $500? Wonderful. That's great, man. Because brokers have most of the customers. Here's what I was going to say. I don't know what the percentage is of repeat customers versus new customers, but even if new customers is a third of the pie, that's big, man. I don't know if I can create a third with my hands. But anyways, a third of the pie, new customers on Google looking for car shippers. And what do? They fill out a form. A company says they have trucks. They got no trucks. A company says they can guarantee. They can't guarantee. But the customer falls for it, fills out the form, and suddenly their phone is ringing off the hook with 50 people calling. Not one of them is a driver. It's all brokers. Brokers have the customers. Brokers chase the leads. Brokers have the customers. Therefore, brokers control the rates. the broker doesn't set realistic expectations because they want the business. The customer has unrealistic expectations. Then the dispatch sheet gets full of errors, and you see how the garbage and the doo-doo flows downhill. Any questions? I know, I say a lot of negative things about brokers. I don't mean to. I want to help fix this industry. But we might as well point out some of the major problems. And then, you know what? And I invite brokers, please come on my show and let's talk about how terrible the drivers are. Let's do it. Let's do this thing. And you can hit the like button. Okay, all right, so number 7, clunky old load boards. Really, come on. Seriously, have you seen my top 5 car hauling load boards video? It isn't because I love the load boards. It's because that's what we got. I mean, if we got to choose between an Atari and an old Nintendo, so be it. That's what we got, man. We got Genesis. We got the old Genesis Sega system. And, and we have Intellivision. And we got Nintendo and Atari. That's what we got in car hauling. That's what we're stuck with. Until somebody, God, please, will somebody please give us a great load board solution. Which is why I put Ship.Cars as number 6. Because as I say it right now, they are the lead dog to actually make a difference and give us something better. So I implore all of you, please get on your computers, start creating code, and make something better. Because I know a company, I know a giant, a behemoth, that is laughing in our faces. Oh my gosh. Okay. Because clunky old load boards don't force dispatch sheets to have information that's actual, blah, 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 blah. All right. Now, this is really at the top of the daily struggle. We have cheap market rates. Now, I'm talking about on the load boards, which is the leftovers, right? You go to the cafeteria, there's no filet mignon at the cafeteria. Man, that's the VIP section. You need to get on back to Coach and eat the chewy rag steak or whatever they call it. I don't think they call it that. Nobody eats chewy rag steak, but that's what's on the load boards, it feels like. And those cheap market rates, you know there was more money on that car. When the customer put their lead into Google, they're paying much more than the garbage sitting on the load boards. But that's why you got to get customers. But you can't just wake up one day, start a business, and you have customers. You have to work your way towards customers. All right. Those are the daily struggles. Cool. I think I'm doing pretty good on time, too. Come check us out. $39 a truck. Yeah, you should. Go check him out. That's right. That's right. That's a good idea. Thank you, Stan. Okay. So we got the daily struggles. Now, out of business bad. And by the way, for the record, in case you're keeping score, if you've got a mobile app that you want to talk about and push and promote on Auto Transport Intel, let me know. Join the show. Make yourself visible. There's no need to hide in the shadows, watching and recording and taking notes. If you want to talk on my show, talk on my show. Stan at Carshipios talking on my show. I implore anybody else, and I invite anyone in the software industry, if you've got a product you want to talk about on my show, we got Go For It Systems app in here also. If you got something you want to talk about, Auto Transport Intel is an open forum. All right? Tell that to the people. Okay. Type 1, out of business. Now, this is your major problems. All right, what about way stations? We're about to get there. Are you a mind reader? Because the number 5, out of business, bad problems. Those citations and violations can be killers, man. It's like a pile driver. This is where I need like Jimmy Snuka jumping from the ropes. I mean, seriously, you get a bad citation or violation, not only is that a killer for your safety score, but the amount of money you got to pay, and that's just to walk away from the desk. I mean, you got to get back to your truck, and then you got to get fixed to remove that out of service. Well, what's that going to cost? You're in the middle of Utah. You got to get a tow truck and they order the equipment. Your cars are sitting there. Oh my gosh. I mean, this is a killer. This is a killer. And you guys know this stuff. And I just showed that we just showed that one that bill for what, 20,000? Let's pull that up again. Violation. Let's see here. And yeah. Oh, not that one. Not that one. That's the swings. That's what you get to ride in after you get your violation. Here we go. $20,000, dude. I mean, I hope this is fake. I don't think it is fake. I've heard of some insane fines. It's a killer. That is an out of business problem. Which is not the kind of problem you want to have. As long as you are registered with the USDOT. Go for it app. Soon we'll have features where drivers can book loads. That's cool. Hey man, I'm hearing like feedback. You can book loads directly. That's really cool, man. You can check in Manheim, PA, and brokers and dealers, see how many spots go on the trailer. It's an auction system. Great, man. That's awesome. That's the kind of software technology we need. Stuff that really helps. Stuff where you're really paying attention. Stuff where you're communicating and helping drivers. And we appreciate that. Thank you for doing that. All right. It's an open forum. Okay, man. This is out of business bad problem number 4. Unexpected breakdowns and repairs. Okay. Now this is where you get into stuff. You guys know what I'm talking about. I mean, you can have, what happens if, I'd love to hear from you guys. What are some of the repair jobs that almost put you out of business? I'd love to read that in the comments. Once I get everything set up, I might have to check y'all out when I start trying to start right with everything. That's right. That's right. And that's what this show is all about. Helping businesses do it right the first time. That is what we're trying to do here. That's what Trucking Answers is trying to do. That's what Auto Transport Intel is trying to do. So when you get an unexpected, you cannot predict everything. Well, although as the ELD says, you should have thought of that. You should have thought of that, Jay. You know, man, I should have thought of my trailer taking off the top of that building. Well, maybe you shouldn't do that, but in frame, bro. But I mean, an unexpected breakdown or repair. And actually, we're going to talk to James tonight because he had a situation. He had a number 4 that pretty much took his business at least into the temporary account frozen mode. Oh, here we go. Bull Gear, 8,700 plus 2 rear. Dang. That's what I'm talking about. Number 4 can put your business into a halt for, a while. Yeah, man, this Trucking Answers again. In fact, before we move on to number 3, let's do this. Let's do... Who wants to have some fun here?
What's going on, Jay? That's Jay, right? And we should mention that's Jay from Auto Transport Intel. Jay runs a live show on Tuesdays at 8 p.m. on YouTube. You should check it out. Jay does everything car hauling. That stuff I don't know anything about, but Jay knows everything about it. So if you want to haul cars, that seems like it'd be interesting. Hauling all these different kind of cars like Ferraris and probably a bunch of used cars from auto auctions. Whatever it is, whatever makes the money, go check out Jay at 8 p.m. tomorrow on YouTube. I'm there too, right? Watching the show. So it's pretty fascinating. 2-3 hours. He brings industry experts in and everything, right? So love it.
Dude, thank you, Mark. That is awesome. I love that. I love running it. In fact, I need to upload that to YouTube because that is what we're trying to do here. Right, and I just read Mike's comment talking about of the engine, right? Oh, man, dude, that can get really expensive. 20,000 plus? Forget it. So, what can you do to, well, regular maintenance is definitely something you wanted. That's a good solution. And this is actually why the pre-trip inspection, the DVIR, is so important. Because if you have something go really crazy, and man, if you were doing your pre-trip all the time, maybe you would have caught that bearing issue. Maybe you would have caught a devastating engine issue. So, yeah, that's it. Regular maintenance, definitely an important part of staying out of the number 4 out of business bad problem. All right, what's number 3 here? Oh, there we go. Equipment payments. Now, you have to have, obviously you have to have equipment. I mean, it's essential. It's the center of your business. And it is interesting, actually, I don't have fuel on here, but I mean, fuel isn't obvious. Fuel is just a straight up cost. What I'm trying to point out here is the things that make it so daunting to start a car hauling business that you have to think of this stuff ahead of time. And maybe you hadn't thought about it. You know you're going to have equipment payments, but how much used equipment do you see out there? Why do you see so much used equipment out there? Did somebody have trouble making their payments? Might you have trouble making your payments? Because once you get into equipment payments, and I talked to a guy last week that he thought he had a solid contract, bought a brand new Peterbilt, 2019, and now he's having trouble with his contracts. But he's locked into these payments. I mean, this is a big deal. A very good unexpected expense is a low bridge. Oh my gosh, we see this all the time. And that's what type 1 out of business bad problems, that's why we're talking about it. Because we see this stuff all the time. We see people hitting bridges all the time. We see people getting crazy out of service violations all the time. We see terrible breakdowns, terrible repairs, and we see lots of used equipment. But we don't think to ourselves, why are we seeing this so often, and can it possibly be in my future? It can be possibly in your future. You have to think about it. I know you need a new rig to have a reliable business, but you get into those payments. Are you sure you're going to be able to make those payments? Which gets into our number 2, high cost of insurance. Oh my gosh. The high cost of insurance. Man, this is why the question of the day was, do you start your own business? Oh, over here. Do you start your own business, or do you try to lease on to somebody already established? Now, I realize you're still going to have your payments and your insurance, but if you start your own business, are you going to have trouble getting customers? Like, I mean, are you going to be able to sign up with any of the major brokers? If you can't sign up with the major brokers, you're relying on Central Dispatch. That could be half of the loads on Central Dispatch, and they're already leftovers. So if you can only dig through half of the garbage, whew, man, that's tough. I'm just saying, it's something to think about. I see trucks hitting bridges up here all the time, usually 2 a month. We still need to do a show about out of business we plan to do. I know, Mike, we got to do it. Well, you know what? You know what's great? We can talk about this stuff pretty much every week, and it's still relevant. So that's why. And this, what happened, the reason I chose this for this show is I just, number one, Sandro, who's going to join the show here shortly. Sandro was talking about, he's been on Facebook talking about a lot of problems individually, and I said, man, listen, it's time to do a show, and this is what he talks about, this is what I think about, and that's what, it's good to point this out. Again, I talk to so many new car hauling business startups, and there are so many things to think about. I still want you to sleep at night, but it's important. And so, the number one, what we haven't talked about is the risk of a total disaster. We're talking about your wedge flipped over in the intersection. We're talking about that wheel bearing blowing up the truck, right? You see trucks on fire all the time. And it seems like it starts with something trivial. Or how about, just stupid road rage turns into a 9-car pileup and your cars go everywhere. You see these dry vans loaded with stuff and there's just boxes everywhere, or beer, or pallets. It's crazy. Every single day we're seeing a truck wiped out on the road, hitting a bridge, and you're wiped out. It's terrible. It really is terrible. You got to this is the most exciting one yet. Really, you think so? Oh my gosh, that's great. It's interesting as I put together the shows, and I feel like I'm gambling, I'm playing roulette, and will this be a good show? I don't know. I hope so. So I appreciate that. I really do. So now that we got all 15, no, we got 16, and there's many more. You guys can come up with more, but I think daily struggle and out of business bad is two ways to isolate and look at these types of problems. So let's go to Sandro. Let's talk to Sandro. Hopefully I got the audio right here.
Hello.
Hey, it's Jay at Auto Transport Intel.
Hi, Jay. How are you?
Hey, man, welcome to the show. Thanks for the patience that it took to finally connect and get on the show. I really appreciate that.
That's great.
Cool, man. So, this show was partly inspired by some of the Facebook posts you've been putting out. Like you talk about, you've been posting stuff like, and I don't have your Facebook post in front of me. I should. What's the latest one you put out about problems, things that go wrong with hauling cars?
Oh man, those problems are too many.
Too many problems.
Car hauling is about problems. Making money in car hauling is about minimizing problems. That's the only way you make money. So most of the problems are connected with brokers because they always make mistakes, and I don't know how to handle this. I don't know how to minimize. This is something that car haulers cannot solve on their own. This is something that this is uncontrolled risk. The brokers make mistakes. They give wrong information. The most common information is the car. You go to pick up a car at the auction, and car is not ready, or the gate pass is not printed, and you made sure that the gate pass should have been printed, but you went to the auction and still it's not. Nobody took care about it. So this is just only a part of the problem, but it happens so many times that it affects your income at the end of the week.
Well, no, and I agree, and it's interesting. So in the live chat, one of the things mentioned that I forgot was lack of business experience, and I agree. And there's a lot of strategy that goes into car hauling. What I was I think what I should have put on here is these are external factors. These are things you cannot control. Like you just said, like these dispatch sheets and the brokers. I mean, I guess it's out there. It's obvious that in this show I'm talking a lot about brokers. And it's an external factor. You can't fix brokers. You can't fix dispatch sheet errors, can you? But you're left with the problem.
Yes, that's the problem that you cannot fix, but it affects your business. The other problems that you face every day, of course, you can minimize the problem to avoid driving in traffic, for example, depending what kind of routes you are specialized. If you're a local driver, if you are specializing or on 100-mile radius, where you're delivering most of the time, those are new vehicles. Because used vehicles, in general, don't go that radius. I mean, they usually go further than 100 radius. Most of the guys who work in 100-mile radius, they are mostly new car haulers. And the problems they face every day is damage, unexpected damage, and also, the most importantly, nobody knows how much damage they are actually making to the car, because you might expect something from $500 to up to $1,000, and it is up to dealer how much they want to charge you. This
I've
is
heard
also
that too.
something that, it all depends what you want to do. If you are comfortable with delivering new cars and having all that risk on your shoulders every day, then probably being a local driver makes sense. But if you don't want to handle and don't want to deal with that, probably the used car or auctions are your choice.
Well, and it's interesting you say that. I mean, really, mitigating risk is such a big part of this that when I talk about negotiating rates with a broker, and I even say something silly like $5, how does all that risk compute into negotiating for $5? That's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
Yeah, that $5 does not even cover the time you spent negotiating that $5.
Right, right. That's a great point. It doesn't compensate any of us. And you know what's interesting? Well, as we talk about, because really, yes, I like to point out problems, but I also like to try and come up with solutions. I really like to. And I think that, like on the dispatch sheet, here's one. Full of errors. If I know I'm booking a salvage car like a Copart or IAA, I say to the broker, can I get some pictures? So if the load board required pictures of a car that was required to be listed as, if it's at a Copart or IAA, you can make the technology force the broker's hand to reveal some of these problems. And then maybe the technology could force the broker. What if technology forced the broker to be unable to list a car for less than 40 cents a mile?
Yep, exactly.
That'd be pretty cool. That wouldn't be impossible.
Yes, that is great. Also, regarding those salvage cars on Copart and IAA, you can ask lot numbers, and by lot numbers you can always check on the auction website where the car is totaled, the car does not have wheels or engine or anything like significant that it cannot actually hold. So to cover all those things, it comes through experience. Once the car haulers are learning most of the to handle most of the problems in their first year of operation. They know, we all know that brokers try to lie. They don't disclose many information about car, whether car has wheels or doesn't have four wheels or has some major problem that it makes the car undrivable. All these problems, most of the time, you as a car hauler will face in the first year of your operation.
Right. Or how about if it's at a Mannheim, the broker has to attach a gate pass? Because something, I mean,
Yes.
There's so many ways that the technology could force the hand to help the car hauler. Because it's interesting. It seems like anything new goes against the car hauler. Like having to make sure your ELD is mounted. Thanks. That's great. That has nothing to do with car hauling.
Yeah, one thing I don't understand with those gate passes is how many, there are too many human levels involved to get these one-page gate pass printed. I don't think auctions
I totally
and the
agree.
management of auctions, the management of auctions, they know the car haulers often go to auctions at night because they don't work like per hour. They are not paid per hour. They are paid per load. So some drivers prefer to avoid traffic and to go to the auction at night and work and pick up the cars at night. And every time I have to make sure the gate pass is printed and handled to security. But so many times they simply either fly me or they don't pay attention. Who prints gate passes? Who handles it? Somebody forgets in their cabinet. Somebody forgets in the booth. Security even loses gate pass. And then you go at the midnight, it's like 2 a.m., and you're hoping to pick up a car, and there is no gate pass. While you made sure during the daytime, like you made 5 phone calls to broker, to dealer, to Mannheim staff, and to security. And everybody told you, yeah, gate pass is printed into security. And you go to the security booth and there is no gate pass.
I totally agree, man. I know exactly what you're talking about. And it can be as simple as, right, the gate pass was in a different drawer, and you missed a load because of this dumb mistake. You know what baffles me? You call Mannheim, and you get to security. And let's say you know all the secret pretty please passwords, and you actually get to security. God help you if they actually answer the phone. You get them on the phone, say, hey, I'm checking on a gate pass. And you give them the company name, and you hear this. Like, what are you talking about? That's your system? Like, they're shuffling around a big pile of keys? That's the system? Oh my God. No wonder I can't get a car picked up.
Yeah, that's so hilarious. I had a situation when I sent a driver, and he was supposed to pick up a gate pass, and the security told the team, there is no gate pass under this company. And the company name there was just one letter missing in the company name. And the security didn't tell driver, maybe this is one letter missing from this name. So they told the driver, no, there is no gate pass printed, and there is no envelope under this name.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had to spend like half hour talking with security through the phone to explain, and finally I figured out that there was just one letter missing from a name that was written on the envelope. And because of this simple, tiny problem, the driver could have left the auction without the car.
Yeah. How about other drivers picking up the wrong cars? Oh my God. No way. Like, one time, I booked a full load, and
the new car, the wrong picking up wrong cars. Those mostly happen on the new car yards because they don't pay attention to VIN numbers when you pull out the car. Because many new cars, the VIN numbers look so similar. There might be one letter difference from the car that is on the new car parking lot. And yeah, driver might make mistake, miss one letter when pulling out the car, especially if the driver is in a rush. But you don't have to, if you're a driver and hauling new cars, you don't have to be sure that security checks VIN codes. They don't check VIN codes.
No,
they just look maybe last three letters of the VIN code, and if it matches, they will give you the papers, and they will let you out. So, yeah, it happened to me. It has happened probably to everybody transporting wrong car, especially if they're rushing. And this is what happens. The drivers sometimes they rely on security. They think that, oh, there is another level who checks the VIN code if the VIN code matches with the paper. But no, this is not true. Security just look at maybe last three of the VIN, and they will just let you out if you're pulling wrong car.
Well, and you can tell that they're overworked because when you call and you're on hold for 10 minutes and then you do get them, like they're having 3 conversations at the same time. I mean, they're working like crazy. Is this another squeezing of wages where the CEO has 500 golden umbrella stands to polish, and then everybody else, like the security guard and everybody, why is there a wrong name written on an envelope? Why hasn't the system been improved? I've been to the Odessa down here near Kansas City. I mean, sometimes you go in there, it's like, well, whatever, I don't know, who are you? I mean, it's wild. But other times, you show a barcode, and you really see a system happening. It's just that, I mean, why is there a handwritten name on an envelope? That's nuts. Isn't it?
Exactly. Another problem, and these can be solved very easily by the auctions if they desire to solve this problem.
Right.
I think they should be interested. They should be interested, transporters, to pick up cars seamlessly, smoothly, without problems.
Yes.
They want those cars to leave the auction yard.
Yes,
They
with
are
the right
ones
person.
who are interested.
That's right.
So if the car hauler, truck driver, were in the auction like 5 times before, So you know this guy is reliable. You know this guy has business, and he's here to do his own business. He's not stealing cars. So why don't you give more authority to this guy who have been on your yard 5 times, and all these 5 times he picked up cars. He did not steal the car. He picked up cars, so he's doing his business.
Yes.
So give him more authority to print this gate pass without having multiple human level management involved in this simple one-page document printing. Just
Yes.
give him more authority to print this gate pass from his cell phone. It would hasten the process so much.
Well, and it seems like the dealer, let's say a dealer bought a car, private dealer, big dealer, whatever. That's a lot of the car buyers. I'm pretty sure as soon as that car is sold, they can go through the motions of getting a gate pass. So they should have access to it. Why is it so hard for the transporter to get a hold of that gate pass?
Yes, absolutely.
I don't know why.
It's pretty simple. We need here on the phone some representative from auction, I guess, and
Yes.
they would come up a lot of ideas tomorrow, and probably they will instruct their computer science staff or whoever is handling those problems
Right.
to come up with an idea to solve it. Because it would make process so much quicker.
It would. Well, my hope is that eventually somebody in an auction house watches this kind of stuff and says, hey, we know where to find our focus group. Let's use Auto Transport Intel. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But, I mean, and this is just what we've been talking about, this problem, just auctions, for about 10 minutes. Think of all the different problems. My God, we could talk all day. We could bore the heck out of people.
Yeah, we can talk about the repo.
Oh my gosh, that's why I did the repo show. Oh my gosh, I had so much fun.
Picking up hours from 9 to 3 p.m. And
Oh
this
gosh.
is
Oh
the
my
time
gosh.
frame you can pick up a car.
You know, I made some repo guys mad doing that show. I knew that was going to happen. I mean, nobody really like laid into me, but I upset a couple people. And some people said, "Oh, you know, that never happens. We've never had a problem." And I'm thinking, great, we should duplicate your business because that's crazy. But essentially, I mean, I don't know if can you see the screen, or are you driving right now?
No, I'm not. Yeah, I can see the screen.
So, what would you say if you were to give some advice? Because that's one of the things I try to do. If I were to, since you are a experienced car hauler and you're looking at this list, what would you say to a new car hauling business about things on this list and how to avoid a problem, or at least better predict what to expect if you were starting your own car hauling business? Let's say you were going to get a dually and a 3-car trailer, because it's a very common setup. Dually, 3-car trailer, get into car hauling. What would be your advice?
Well, it all depends. Like, personally, I have been working in many different phases of car hauling. New car deliveries, used cars, long distance, short distance, private customers, 9-car, 3-car, 5-car haulers, almost any kind of car hauling equipment I went through. And one of the first is, of course, after working some time as a driver, the driver should have imagination what is best for him. Are you a hotshot car hauler? Do you like this fast-moving business, or you prefer to load the truck and drive 5 days and then unload it? So it all depends. What is your character? If your character likes this fast-moving environment, when you pick up 5 cars a day, you deliver that 5 car and you pick up another 5 car. and you drive less, then of course you should go this way. And if you like driving longer distances, um, meeting with private customers or dealers. Some people don't like to deal with private customers. They think that car hauling cannot have customer service, and they are right. Car hauling, it's very tough to have customer service like, for example, banks have. Like you cannot call customer and would you like to receive car in the midnight, or would you like to receive car afternoon? Would you like a driver to drop off your car in your parking lot or something? Like you cannot have customer service in this business. So some people and a large number of people prefer not to deal with private customer cars. Only certain drivers deal with private customers. And sometimes I have seen myself, they talk very tough with private customers. And they make things done like that. Some people are surprised. Oh my God, you don't provide customer service, or you have awful customer service. How are you doing this here? But in fact, this is the only way to do this business if you're delivering cars to private customers, because nobody else is doing it. And so it all depends what kind of personality you have. If you like to deal with private customers, you will have a lot of problems. You will have a lot of arguments, exchanging arguments with customers. Then, this is the one side of the business. If you like to be more like pick up cars at night without dealing with people and just delivering cars to the dealership, that's another side of the business. So the most importantly, the car hauling is about solving problems. People say, oh yeah, there is a gross made there. You can make a lot of money. You can gross like 1.5 million in 2 years. Yes, that's possible. But the point is that to make money, the most important thing is to save and to minimize the problem you are dealing every day. Insurance, of course, insurance will be very high when you start business, when you are new entrant.
Yeah.
But it should not scare you. It will go, as you say, accident-free, as you won't have any accidents in the first year of your operation. The insurance cost will come down eventually. And, of course, the fuel cost, but more you drive, more money you make, more you spend on fuel. That's manageable. And regarding type of truck, a lot of people say, buy semi, buy dually, buy 3-car hauler, buy 9-car hauler. Again, the answer is very simple. Ask yourself what you are ready for. If you can fix simple things by your hand without going to the shop, then you should probably buy used truck. Now, when I started car hauling first, the guy who employed me, he was a mechanic by himself. He was always buying cheap trucks with 700,000 miles on it. And those trucks never broke down because he was a mechanic by himself. He knew how to fix it. He knew how to recognize if the truck was in a great shape when he was buying. And he had so low cost, he never had any payment for equipment because he purchased trucks at so low price. So it all depends what kind of advantages you have as a person. Are you a mechanic? Do you understand a truck? Do you understand trailer? How to fix the simple things? Are you ready if you break down on the highway? How to handle? How to change axle? How to change bearing on an axle? Are you comfortable to drive with 9 cars behind you? Some people are scared to drive 9 cars. It doesn't mean they are bad car haulers. It might mean that they have more skills in different things, like, for example, finding loads, managing loads, balancing all loads on the mat so they can deliver fast, they can pick up fast, they can even dispatch themselves. Ask this question to yourself as well. You don't have to have phone in your hand and drive to dispatch yourself. One,
I agree.
like three and four car holders. 3 and 4 car holders. They can dispatch themselves without having.
I say the same thing. I think a 3 or 4 car hauler not only can, but should definitely try to dispatch themselves.
Yeah, of course. If they hire dispatcher, they would make more.
Yes.
But they also have to pay the dispatcher.
That's
so
right.
At the end of the day, if they find the load themselves, at the end of the day, it might be the equal to what dispatcher finds for themselves minus dispatcher fee. So it's all comparable. But again, if you ask me the final decision, I would start car hauling with 3-4 cars.
That's what I think too. Would you say dually or semi? I know there's a lot of factors. I think I think most new car haulers think that they can do it with a dually and without a CDL.
Do you know there is no clear answer whether you need CDL or you don't?
I know. I've heard that.
There is no clear answer from a DOT. There is always controversy with that. I know guys who drive 3 car hauler trucks under 26,000 pounds for 10 years, and they never had any problems.
Wow.
And I know guys who were just hauling 1 car behind them, and they were up in Ohio and Oklahoma,
Right.
and they were issued tickets. So it all depends how police officers interpret the DOT regulation, which is not clear. Probably DOT should work on it to make it more clear so people will know when they are starting businesses, they are not putting themselves on this risk that one day they might go out of business because not having CDL.
Yeah. It's crazy that it is unclear.
Yeah, some regulations say if you are 10,000 pounds or more, you need CDL. And then it says if you are 3 or more XLs, you need CDL no matter you are 26,000, under 26,000 or more 10,000. Some regulations interpret like if your trailer is more than 10,000, then you need CDL. And it's so complicated. So
Right, it is.
Yeah, everybody has its own. Everybody has their own opinion.
Man, there is a lot of conversation going on about gate passes in the live chat. It's kind of funny. And I'm just going to say this, because I'm reading and I want to say this. My understanding is that, listen, guard shacks are not in the business of really helping you print anything, or their job is to accept your gate pass, match it up with keys, or whatever manual system they have, but they don't print stuff, and you can't email them. If you can, that is an exception. But a guard shack expects you to have what you need in your hands. If you don't have a copy, if you don't have a paper copy, and you only have a digital copy on your phone, then that's what you've got. But how are you going to mark damages on a digital copy on your phone? So really, right?
So you know, I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah.
You know that sometimes if you print out the gate tag and the printer does not go, did not print clearly, it's not clear printout. Sometimes they cannot scan the barcode on the gate tag, and they might tell you this is invalid gate tag. Exactly, it happens.
And that's what you've got. And it's midnight. There's nobody at a computer. Oh my gosh. I mean, I think they need to take paper out of the equation. I mean, it's 2018. Everybody else has. Right?
Yes.
I always say, when you sign for a package at your front door, knock, knock, package is here. When's the last time they handed you a piece of paper? The 70s? I mean, it seems like a long time ago. Even,
Yeah.
I mean, everybody has devices. But you go to a Mannheim to pick up a car and you have to write damages on the back of a piece of paper? That's crazy, man. That's nuts.
Yeah, that's absolutely ridiculous. Yeah.
That's nuts, man. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, the one more reason probably is that this market is very fragmented.
Yeah, oh my gosh, so fragmented. Nobody talks to
Everybody
each
has-
other.
Yes, everybody has their own rules. Every other broker has their own app.
So,
Every other broker has their own bill of lading. Every other broker has their own requirements to handle paperwork, damages. Sometimes they don't accept, like there is a damage for. I had this situation before. I'm picking up a car from Mannheim auction, and I'm taking pictures. And on the pictures, it clearly, you see, these pictures are taken on the lot in Mannheim auction. Before, you cannot take those pictures when you pull out the car because you cannot return the car and take a picture.
right.
So this picture is authentic. There is no way to falsify this picture. Even if you, desire, you can see that this picture records time and the date and the location when you take a picture in your iPhone. And the brokers still require you should write down damages on the
On the gate pass, yep.
and this is not right because there are people. I mean, I have heard. I don't know personally, but I have heard that some car haulers or like people who probably are not car haulers anymore, they are stealing keys and putting down on the gate pass there is only one key, and they were stealing another pair of the keys. They're putting in their pockets. And so this writing down on a gate pass is not accurate. You see the car that is low clearance, and you know that you are not going to drive that car on your trailer without damaging front bumper because it's too low clearance, and you know you don't have the appropriate truck. So you write down on the gate pass, this car has broken or cracked bumper in front.
Right.
So you pull out this car. It does not have any damage, but you wrote on the gate pass that it has damage because you were supposed to damage this car.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. So this brokers don't understand this. I don't know why, but they don't understand that there are better ways to handle damages or to
Well,
find out where that damage actually happened.
to be fair to the broker, they're just following what their customer told them, which is if it's not on the gate pass, then it's not gospel. So, I mean, I know brokers are caught in the middle. That's the thing. There's so much truth to where brokers are caught in the middle also. They're trying to perform a service. Many of them are doing the best they can. They might be overwhelmed with all the... Can you imagine if you had to spend 2 hours educating a customer with pretty please and sugar on top just to get their business? Yeah, you'd probably put a bunch of garbage on a dispatch sheet too. I think that's where a lot of these problems originate with the shipper.
Yes, exactly.
And that's why we're all in this. We're all in this together. I'll tell you, I'm excited. I talked to Serge the car hauler just the other day, and we're going to work on a new video project. With a we're gonna do a video with a broker. So me and Serge and a broker are gonna do a video. It's a great idea. It doesn't solve the industry's problems, but I think it's a step in the right direction. We got, like you said, we're fragmented. We got to start talking to each other.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, the market is very fragmented. That's why, for example, Uber had ambitions. Uber was ambitious enough to enter this market,
Yeah.
and grab everything, they capture everything. But they couldn't until now because why? They found out that this business is so fragmented. You have to deal with, like, when you're dealing with any participant, they all have their own rules. It's not like introducing Uber taxis, and the taxis are all the same. There are taxi companies, they are doing the same, absolutely the same type of business. And you introduce the Uber, and those taxi companies left businesses because your app is, yes, absolutely high class and the next level. But in this business, in car hauling or in general freight, the business is so much fragmented, and these regulations also affect it because not everybody has CDL, and not everybody becomes Uber driver, like Uber freight driver. Nobody can not everybody can become as easy as you can become regular Uber driver. So that's why the start in this business to make an app or make a product that would unify whole market. It's so hard until now, but in a few years, or maybe in 2 years or 3 years, it will eventually happen. Because otherwise, this market is left behind. A lot of other industries go forward. It's like, as you said, 2018. And this market is in 90. Why? Shouldn't be. There can be one product, unifier, that can make this whole industry, to take this whole industry a lot, like one level forward.
Well, I tell you what, I gotta get to the next caller here in a minute, but I want to say this is that I obviously pay a lot of attention to Cox Automotive, and as much as I can, and it seems that I saw that they put out a couple press releases recently about some new products, and I got kind of excited until I realized that one of the products is really about ride sharing. I know they've got a lot going on, but they really don't seem to be fixing anything related to car hauling. Yeah, there's a new Mannheim updated its app, but that's really benefiting the dealer. There's not any new news helping the car haulers. Central Dispatch, obviously, they just collect the check, and that's the number one load board, but they just seem to be moving on and into other areas of the ecosystem rather than helping to fix one of the main functions of how the vehicle actually gets moved, and that's with the car hauler. So it seems like we're going to have to look to somebody else to help us fix some of these problems.
Yes, exactly. So, as I said, regulation might be one thing that is hurting innovations to enter this market.
I'm going to say innovation. Regulation only seems to cost more money and create new problems. So I'm going to say regulation won't do. Innovation is what this industry needs.
Yep. Innovation.
Real innovation, like with empathy, like where you actually listen to car haulers, not just saying it, but actually doing it. That's what this industry needs.
Yes, maybe one more reason why investors did not or have not yet invested in this side to develop some innovative products for this market.
Yeah,
is because they don't see scalability of this market.
Scalability.
Like probably,
there you go.
Yeah, they probably think that, okay, how many car haulers are there? 100,000.
Not even.
Maybe not even. But on the other hand, in 2017 alone, in the United States, there was 14 million units sold. Only used cars. Those are only used cars.
Wow.
90% of used cars are transported by who? Car haulers.
Wow.
Whether there are 50,000 car haulers or 100,000 car haulers, they still transport almost 40 million units a year, and those are used cars. Regarding new cars, there was 17 million new car units sold in 2017, and 100% of new cars are transported and delivered to dealerships by car haulers.
Right.
So this is huge market.
Yeah.
If you look,
We know
if you
exactly.
if you look at it from a perspective of how many units you are transporting, like if you are looking at how many users there might be, maybe 100,000, and this 100,000 is just like New York City and San Francisco Uber drivers. So probably investors look at it from this perspective. But if they look at it from perspective, how many data this is, from 40 million a year, and this is there is applications that offer exchange of inspection information about the transported vehicle. That's another part. So this data is that car haulers creating valuable data. Their information, their inspection information has value, and so a lot of the investors just have to look from different angles to see the value in this business. Not just like the car haulers are the smartest people out of this old truck industries. Why? Because they have to balance 9 cars on a trailer, considering weight, height,
That's a lot.
length, and weight of the axle, and so many things they have to consider before they finish the load. And they should do it in the fastest time possible. If they don't do fast, they cannot make money.
Right.
So just investors and the people who make decisions investing money in different industries and innovations, they just should look at it from different angles.
Well, and there are gigantic conferences of gigantic manufacturers, wholesalers, retailers. It just seems like it's kind of crazy that we're still here talking about this. So I'm excited that I'm here. My channel is here every Tuesday night to witness whatever solution actually hits the marketplace. It's kind of cool because we're still in the dark ages of the process. So, listen, Sandro, I'm going to let you go. I really appreciate you joining me tonight.
That was very interesting, almost 43 minutes.
Yeah, that's a long one, man. That's awesome. And I appreciate your time. I mean, I know you're busy. I mean, you probably don't get many days off.
Yeah, you probably hear that noise of engine right now.
No, it's actually really quiet. I guess, are you on a headset?
Oh yeah, I'm with
Yeah. No, it's a good headset. So listen, man, keep in touch. I thank you so much, and hopefully I can have you on another show in the future.
Yep, I would appreciate that. Thank you very much.
All right, man. You have a good night. Thanks.
You too. Have a good night.
All right, see you. Bye. All right, so, man, that's really interesting. And gosh, so much gate pass back and forth going on here. Yeah, I mean, it's amazing how much discussion happens on a gate pass. If a Mannheim could see that even folks that work and think about car hauling still have so many questions about the process, would they care? I don't know. I would think so. But, I mean, you know. Nobody watches this show. Nobody cares. Come on. Come on. All right, I'm kidding. All right, so I'm going to call. All right, here's what we're going to do. James, hang on with me, James, because we're going to talk about the repair that turned into a nightmare repair. But before I do, I'm going to call Will. Will is the Hotshot trucker I met today on Instagram, and he's going to give a couple pieces of advice for new Hotshot car haulers. So hopefully I reach him. That'd be cool. This is going to be a long show. I didn't know how long the show would go, and clearly it's going to be another long show. I may not reach him. Let's see what he says here. I mean, but you know, that's the thing. This stuff's tough to schedule because we're all on different.
The Google subscriber you have called is not available.
We all have different schedules, different deadlines, expectations. Let me see. In the meantime, let me see if I can pull up the. Let's see here. I'm gonna try and pull up Mike's link to the RAM mounts while we wait for that call back. And let's see if that works. I got so many windows open, my computer's running pretty slow. So if there's any way you want to help the show, man, I am listening. Yeah, I can't click on that yet. I think I've got too many windows open. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Let's put that on the screen. Okay, so Mike Niekoff shared this from East West Express. Okay, so he says, all right, here you go. So you can go to Mount My Monitor. This is pretty cool. This is the ecosystem we're talking about. Thanks for this, Mike. And I think he already jumped off, but mountmymonitor.com. So here's your RAM, no drill vehicle mount for your iPad mini or tablet. So that's pretty cool. It's a really long link to this. Oh, that's pretty cool. But yeah, go to mountmymonitor.com. Mountmymonitor.com. In case the website's not coming up for you, but yeah, we should give them a call. Hey man, they should come on the show. Mountmymonitor.com. Are you kidding me? I gotta call these guys. Where are they at? Oh, they got a blog. About us. Where are they? Let's see here. MountMyMonitor.com. Launched in 2012. And... okay, that's pretty cool. Wow, they got a lot of stuff. So, man, I got to call these guys. See if we can make some kind of deal. You had them in your tow trucks. Awesome. That sounds prolific. Cool, man. That's a good tip. Sweet. All right, let's try. I'm going to try Will one more time. And otherwise, James, you're on deck. You're watching Auto Transport Intel. Hauling cars, main problems on Tuesday nights live. 8 p.m. Central Time, 9 p.m. Eastern. This show runs, man, I don't think I've made a less than 2-hour show in a coon's age, actually. So, all right, James, we're going to be calling you. I may just have to invite Will onto a future show. You know, that's cool. It's all good. All right, so here we go, James. Which would be cool because maybe then we can, yeah, we'll bring Will on a future show. That way, maybe we can make this show like less than 2.5 hours, so people actually get some sleep tonight. Hey, what's up, James? Welcome to Auto Transport Intel.
Hey, Jay, how's it going?
Hey, man, thanks for joining me and hanging on the line. I really appreciate that.
Not a problem at all.
Cool, man. So, I pulled up the hauling cars main problems list again, and you know Type 1 pretty well, don't you?
I do recently. Yes, I do.
Yeah, so are you ready to tell us the story?
Sure.
So, I mean, you gave me kind of a rundown, but I mean, yeah, what happened? So we're talking unexpected breakdowns and repairs, right?
Right. I'd say it's probably a combination between the total disaster number one and
yeah.
the unexpected breakdown for me. But
Yeah.
I basically, I bought a used truck, and I've been slowly piecing it back together and repairing it here and there. The typical type of repairs everybody's gonna run into. But a few weeks ago, out of nowhere, the head rack literally just started falling apart. I had one main support beam that just snapped right in two, and by the time I got back to the house to even look at repairing the thing, I had 9 more fractures in my head rack.
Wow.
And I had another once I actually got a fabrication shop to really look at the unit. They found 15 or 16 fractures across the trailer too that were all fresh and new. So my truck, as a car hauler, literally just ran its course, and the steel was just shot.
It's crazy. It almost sounds like a house of cards that came down. It's crazy. I mean,
yeah, mine is definitely a worst case type scenario. Absolutely.
And as far as you knew, I mean, it was just normal wear and tear until this moment. Is that right?
To a degree. I mean, the head rack was built in 2001. The trailer was originally a 1992 Sun Valley or J&M trailer. So I had little minor hairline fractures and stuff like that, hairline cracks and stuff show up on the trailer, but I never had any problem, clearing it and repairing it and welding new steel and repairing the cracks and reinforcing the cracks and stuff. So this came as a complete and total surprise. But it seemed like that one support beam on the tractor was like the straw that broke the camel's back. As soon as that broke, the entire thing just started falling apart.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. I mean, and I mean, so do you have mechanical experience and welding experience? I mean, do you do some of those things yourself?
Yeah, I was doing some of this stuff myself. Navy taught me how to weld, so I've been kind of doing it. Any of the heavy welding, any of the main support structure, I would source out to certified professional welders, of course, because DOT wants to see that.
Right.
But I mean, they never even the couple shops that I use here in New Mexico never even saw this coming. They kind of cut into it in a couple places just to see what the status of the rest of the steel was, and it's just been rotting away from the inside out.
Right.
So that steel was almost paper thin.
So
there was no signs of it from the outside.
So you had a rotting from the inside issue, something like that?
Yeah, like at some point, moisture got inside of some of these beams and some of these posts, and some of the sealed beams and posts, not the lifts. And of course, we're talking about a Stinger tractor trailer combo.
Right.
So not any of the moving parts, but the actual main structure that's all supposed to be sealed and mostly watertight. I guess moisture got in there at some point, and just over the years, it's just eating the thing away from the inside of the beam out. So the outside of the structure really wasn't showing any signs of it, other than those real minor hairline cracks and stuff that were popping up here and there. So it was a complete shocker for me.
And what was the first thing that happened that started this investigation?
I was making deliveries in Houston, and I left Houston with one car on the truck, and that was in the number 2 position, so the top deck above the drive tires in the back of my tractor. And I drove up to Dallas to pick up the rest of my load to head home, and I turned the corner, and I heard a pop. So when I got to Manheim and Dallas, I got out and looked to see what that pop was. I thought maybe I'd blown a tire or something, and that's when I saw this main support beam was sheared in two, and the whole passenger side of the head rack that's held up, that one beam kind of supports the main weight to was shifted down about 3 inches. So that's what led me to start looking at it like, oh wow, this is new. So I offloaded the car off the head rack and canceled most of my load because I had a full load scheduled to come home with, and I canceled all but 3 units, and all 3 of those units ended up on the trailer, so I had nothing on the tractor. And by the time I got back to Albuquerque, it was just the whole thing had just almost falling apart completely.
Wow. Nothing fell off the trailer, nothing, you didn't have any, like, I mean, luckily nothing, nobody else got mixed up in it, but just the trailer started
there was no kind of crashing or anything involved. I got lucky and didn't damage any of the units. I had a couple of decks in the trailer that just decided to give up the ghost on that trip. So by the time I got back to Albuquerque, I had 2 decks in the trailer that were pretty well in 2 pieces, but I was able to get offloaded without any damages and stuff, and at least keep that record alive of no damages. So that was a good thing. But over the next week and a half or so, having a couple of shots look at that unit, and it's just a total loss, bumper to bumper. Other than the truck itself, and the truck itself runs great, but the car hauling, that's just a total loss.
So the trailer is a total loss.
Both the trailer and the head rack are just total losses. They've got to be 100% replaced. There is no rebuilding either one of them.
Wow. Is there any value left in it, in the trailer and head rack?
Typically just scrap metal, probably. I mean, I wouldn't sell it to anybody else.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, agreed.
I'd never sell it as a trailer to somebody. I got 2 brand new axles on the thing. I might be able to get some money for. But as far as it being an actual vehicle that would be registered and running down the highway, no, I'd never sell it to somebody, because they would put so much money into the thing to be able to use it that it wouldn't be worth buying it. So it's pretty much just scrap metal.
Wow, that is crazy. And that was when did that happen? That was recent.
That was the beginning of August. That was the first week of August. So I think
That was a month ago?
I returned home on the 10th of August.
Wow.
With that. And then they looked at it the following week, so like the week of the 13th or something, that they were looking at it.
So how do you, right, so what, okay, so that happened. So now you're just looking at, the situation. Do you have a strategy of what to do next within,
Well, I've obviously had to shut down my company, at least for now. I'm going to keep my motor carrier number active.
Yeah.
But as far as the unit is concerned, I had to go get a regular type job, which sucks.
Yeah, right.
I love hauling cars so bad. I hate going back to regular freight, but I had to do it. Over the next 6 or 7 months or so, I'm gonna have the head rack pulled off of the tractor, and then I'll start looking into possibly buying a trailer that's just the trailer, and not do the head rack, the 3-car head rack on the tractor. But that's pretty much the short term is just to keep running and keep money coming in, and the long term is to basically at this point just to evaluate what I can do in order to get back into the car home.
I see you give, like good comments in different posts. I mean, do you ever talk to new car haulers? Do you ever comment on, new car haulers on Facebook posts or anything like that? I mean, what advice, based on what you've experienced, I mean, is there any advice to give? Is it just a random fluke? I mean, what have you drawn from that experience?
The biggest thing I've drawn from that experience is obviously just be careful who you buy a truck from. This particular truck's just been a nightmare since I got it.
I've heard that before too.
Yeah, I dumped about $65,000 into it in 12 months after buying the thing. just to keep it on the road, which is part of the problem where I couldn't keep up with apparently couldn't keep up with some of the steel issues that it might have had. But my biggest advice is, one, just be careful with the equipment that you purchase. And I made the comment earlier that, in my opinion, if you're not already in the car hauling industry, if you're going to do a 9 or 10 car tractor trailer combo, I would suggest doing a lease. That's how I got started.
Yeah.
And it at least teaches you the business, because you've said it many times that the car hauling business is entirely different from general freight or any other kind of business in the trucking industry. And if you try to come into it blind, trying to load a $150,000 truck or a $200,000 truck, then you're setting yourself up for failure at that point, in my opinion.
Right.
So
Man.
I think if you're going to come in it with a Class 8 truck with tractor trailer, then you almost have to lease onto a company, at least until you've got your feet wet and have learned the industry a little bit, learned how the auctions work, and learned how dealerships operate, and learned how the lease returns and all that kind of stuff works. Otherwise, you're just, like I said, you're just setting yourself up for failure. You're a little 3, 4, 5 car hauler. I'm not going to go into the whole they're not trucker things, because they are drivers.
Right. Yeah. No, that's just silly. I think it's silly.
It's a much less risky endeavor to enter it when you're only having to deal with 4 or 5 units to load, as opposed to 9 or 10 units to load.
That's right. That's right. Well, and it's a good idea to take less risk. There's plenty of learning curve. And I've heard from some new startups saying they wish they had gone on to the lease on route. But it's interesting, when I asked the question, almost everybody said start your own business. And I think that's kind of the way it goes until you actually get in business and realize, oh my gosh, this is much more expensive than I thought. This is a lot harder than I thought. And there's a lot less people that'll hire me than I thought.
Right, exactly. And this is the 3rd truck that I've owned over my career. And it's definitely the most difficult I've ever had. All my other truck purchases with the lease on into the company. The other 2 were conventional freight trucks, and then of course there's the car hauler. And I started again with the car hauler. I started leased on, and then last October started my own company, got my own authority, and then the struggles started. And I don't mean struggles with the equipment, struggles with learning how to operate a trucking company from inside the cab of the truck. Sucks. So,
oh, man, totally.
If you can do it through a lease purchase and learn the system, then you've got less learning to do while you're driving the truck.
Right.
And that just makes it that much easier. And it's not an easy thing. You do it every day. And to drive, load, offload, bill, deal with your customers, and dispatch all from inside the cab of the truck is not an easy task, especially for a startup.
Right. Oh my gosh, exactly. And time has just got to be ticking away. I mean, it sounds like a sweat fest.
Well, like I told you in my email to you last week, I learned a lot from your show, and I think that saved me a lot of the headache of the learning curve.
That's awesome.
So I was actually able to do okay dispatching from inside the truck and doing all this other stuff. In my history, I've operated companies for other people, not trucking, but retail stores and that sort of thing. So I had a little bit of a heads up than a lot of people might. And then, of course, your show, I learned a lot of how to use the central dispatch apps and that sort of a thing. But it's still not an easy thing to do, because you're driving on the road. You can't be on your tablet, even though it's within reach and you can look at it. You can't really be scanning through the loads while you're driving on the highway. And if you sit there at a customer after you've done delivered a vehicle or something, trying to find a load to come back home, that's not easy either, because then you're missing out on those loads that you've talked about in the show before. As a dispatcher, you got to sit there and continue to refresh your page. And if you can't do that, then you're missing loads, especially if you're going to live off the load books.
And it's interesting is this is another, I think technology could help solve some of the Mannheim problems
Right.
Technology could help solve some of the driver doesn't have time to dispatch problems. It does seem like technology is the answer. We just haven't been presented with and again, it seems like to me Cox Automotive has the best chance of offering this solution, but it just doesn't look like they're going to do it.
Right. I didn't want to name any names, but you're right. I mean, they just don't seem like they don't seem like it's on a priority at all to actually assist and upgrade their system and upgrade their product, even though they constantly are upgrading their price. So
that's right, and
you're absolutely right with that.
And I mean, I don't think I'm saying anything dangerous. If I did, I probably wouldn't say it the same way, or I might say it gingerly or whatever. But I mean, just pointing out who's got the number one load board, got all the eyeballs, and even has mediocre technology, it seems like a no-brainer. This is the entity most suited to help improve the industry, but I don't think they're going to do that. So we're left to look somewhere else. I feel like the Titanic is going down, and we're all standing on deck looking for somebody to please show up.
Right.
It's crazy.
You know, and I actually kind of like the ship.cars
I like it too.
interface.
I do too. Yeah, me too.
They just don't have the load yet.
Well, that's right.
5 or 6 years, they might be competing with Cox Automotive and Central Dispatch.
I'll tell you what,
now,
it won't be 5, and it won't be 5 or 6 years. I agree with you. I like here's the thing. Here's where we can see real delivery of promise. Okay, is that we know that Ship.Cars, it basically started with Montway loads. I don't know the structure of their company, but it does seem like Ship.Cars came from Montway. That's what it seems like, but I'm not saying that's what is, okay? But they have...
That's 90% of the loads that I've taken.
Exactly. And that goes for everybody else. So, but Ship.Cars now has more loads than just Montway's loads, am I right? Or is it still just Montway's?
There are a few others.
There's a few, okay. Which means...
The majority of them are still Montway.
That's right. Which means they're on their way to offering loads with other, whatever you want to call it, brokers, dealers, shippers. Let's just say shippers. Okay, so if they stay on track with a better interface than we've seen, more shippers than we've seen, and if they're, I think they have a mobile app and a load board. Is that right?
That's correct. They've got a mobile app.
Okay. So what's the feedback on the mobile app? I haven't seen it.
You know, their mobile app is awesome.
There you go.
Very easy to use. You can put photographs right there. You can scan. I mean, they do their own bill of lading through their mobile app.
It is Montway. Okay. And fair enough. See, we know Stan at Carshipio he has a mobile app. He has the load board marketplace. So he's also in the race to help create a better solution. So there are people.
And he asks a whole lot of questions on your board.
Well,
so
he's
hunting.
And swallowed eBOL Direct. That's news to me. BOL Direct app. Really? So BOL Direct app isn't around anymore? There's not that many players in the technology. But the problem is, no matter how much we talk about it, Central Dispatch, what's that game? Agario, where the circles eat other circles. Central Dispatch is the big circle.
Oh, absolutely.
Right?
I mean, they've got what, 15,000 loads a day?
And it seems weird that the smaller circles have to try to eat the bigger circle. That's unfortunate, but it looks like that's the way it's going to be. In fact, just give you an idea, we should play car hauling software Agario.
Nice.
That'd be awesome. But part of me is imploring Cox Automotive to try and be a part of the solution. But I'm afraid for them to join the party because they might triple the price.
Right, yeah. I mean, you're not going to pay. You can't pay $500 a month.
So I mean,
for them to have an interface like Montway or Ship.Cars have, you just can't do it.
It's like, we're good. Okay, just stay there. Don't raise the price. Don't improve the technology, and go work on the ride sharing and all that other stuff. But what's interesting but I'm really curious what's going to happen with Ready Logistics. We know Ready Logistics has the Ready Auto app. We know that Mannheim has been improving their technology offering to dealers. Will they actually come around to the car haulers? I don't know.
I don't know. It seems like the trucking industry as a whole is the last one to get in.
Well, that's what's interesting. When you look at the dry freight world, I just was showing on Facebook. There's a new load manager TMS. They're going to put on an 8-part video series. When you talk about freight, there's all kinds of technology.
Oh, okay. It's been years since I've been in the freight industry. It's been over 10 years.
So yeah, freight has technology. Car hauling, I don't know. We got a YouTube channel now.
Right? That's what, and I love what you're trying to do. Like I said, I learned so much from you that I didn't have to learn from the seat of that truck. So it's been a great help to me, and I'm sure it's been a great help to other people.
Well, it is interesting, and I like doing the weekly show, because I tell you what, even me, like 3 hours ago, I'm like, I don't know. It's Tuesday. Is it going to be any good? And it is fun to get together weekly and see what, kind of garbage we can all talk about. And I know it's also, there's a bit of reiteration here, which is why I'm looking forward to seeing if I can bring, like, I get excited when a car shipping customer wants to talk. It's like, ooh, wow, messages from the other side.
Right.
So that's pretty
Yeah.
fun.
I'd love to see a broker or somebody come on the show and talk about it.
Yeah, I would too. So I guess that's part of what's possibly happening. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm going to leave you with this. In your search for trailers, or whatever, however whatever happens next on that, if you run into someone in the trailer world, trucks and trailers and equipment, that would be interested in coming on Auto Transport Intel and talking to me, I would love to talk to more folks in the equipment space. Okay, so
I will absolutely do some research on that one and run my research on my trailer.
yeah, man. And actually, I get questions when I do my consultations. One of my weaker areas is trucks and trailers, because I don't work with them, but I do now know more than I used to. And so if you run across any information, this goes out to everybody. If you run across information that you think would be helpful, please send it to me. Just like Mike shared that link to RAM mounts. Look at that, man. More information about mounting your tablet in your truck. So if you have equipment information that you think would be interesting to share, and actually some statistics. When Sandro was talking about 40 million used units last year, that's really interesting too. I think industry-specific information and statistics is really interesting to share. So any of that, I encourage you, please do share it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, cool, man. Well, listen, thank you for time tonight, and thank you for sharing your story. I really do appreciate it, James.
Not a problem at all. Anytime.
All right, man. You take care.
All right, you too, Jay.
All right, peace. All right, you guys. So that brings me to, I do want to say that you guys know that means it's the end of the show, right? Pretty much. We're almost at the 2.5 hour mark. And I do want to remind you that I'm live on YouTube every Tuesday night, talking about all things car hauling, talking about setting up a new car hauling business. If you're looking for dispatching advice, or if you want to know more about the load boards, I got videos for load boards, I got videos for dispatching, but I am available for one-on-one consultations. And so you just send me an email, we can figure that out. Maybe you're not ready for an actual physical setup of a consultation, but just have a couple questions, send me an email. And if you want to share information, I'm always looking for the next Facebook post. So you know that this is Auto Transport Intel on Tuesday nights live. And let's see, I'm going to remove this graphic. This has been hauling cars' main problems. And hopefully I did share some information that, I mean, you guys know this stuff, but I am hoping that new car haulers that are looking to get into the business and thinking of, information they need to know to get ready to put together their strategy and their plan and accumulate capital, investment, whatever it's going to take to get into the business. That hopefully I've pointed out some of the things that can go wrong, ways that you can protect yourself from a possible terrible situation. And sometimes there isn't even anything you can do, but you have to know, what's at stake and what the risks are. So also, you guys in the live chat, another great live chat. And Umar, I got your email, so I'll follow up with you tomorrow. It's getting late, and I think it's probably time to start up the car hauler. So listen, I really want to thank you guys again for joining me for another live show on a Tuesday night. This was show number 49. That's 49 live shows in a row on a Tuesday night. I do have some editing I've got to do of some car hauler, meeting up with car haulers. It's got one at the auction, one at a dealership. I need to get around to editing that stuff, so that is in the future. If you've got something you want to work on. Oh, also, I got to get together with Half-Ass Full Blast. And it was in Kansas City today, but I didn't have time to get together. But I do. If you want to shoot a video, if you want to collaborate on a project, let me know. Because, man, I'm just going to keep it going. Just keep the car hauler rolling. You guys are loading cars, and I'm doing my auto transport intel thing. So we're going to be here, and hopefully by the great goodness of the industry, we get some more wonderful gifts arriving in our near future. So here comes the car hauler. I'll see you guys next Tuesday on Auto Transport Intel. Thanks for joining me tonight. Thank you so much for joining me in the live chat. I'll see you guys next week.